So you already identify your obstacles, but one thing, imagine there was absolutely no obstacles. I'm going to ask you again, what is it that you really, really, really want? What the excitement? If it was only one thing, imagine we're just doing a playing here, okay? It's
Oh, so
only
this
one
is
thing.
just playing, this is theater
Yeah.
art? Oh, okay.
So what is
So
that?
his $10 million then.
So you want
No,
$10 million?
No, because that's not realistic, but.
Yeah. What is it really, really, really that you want? If it was one thing that you could have and your heart really is set for it, what would that be?
Material thing?
Doesn't matter, anything. Anything.
Material or?
Doesn't matter. In a spiritual realm, the materialistic and non-materialistic things are the same thing.
Mhm.
So basically, they manifest itself. The money actually, the thing that manifests itself in the form of money, it could be safety, security, and joy. It manifests itself in the form of money for you to have the safety, security, and joy, and vacation, and this and that,
Mhm.
whatever. Okay, so they're all one thing.
Right.
So what is it that you want?
Time?
You want time, okay? That's fair, yeah. And
Money.
can you state your name again? So
Oh,
others.
sorry, Karen.
Karen, yeah.
Karen.
You want money, but can you, just like this gentleman, can you say exactly how much you want?
At least 10 million.
Okay, say that $10 million.
$10 million.
I'll be happy to have $10 million.
I'd be ecstatic to have $10 million.
Okay, $10 million. Go ahead.
I want happiness,
Happiness. Okay.
and that means having all my needs met.
All right. So if you could just, for the sake of, just humor me, for the sake of this game, choose only one thing, because we're going to be working on it.
11 million.
11 million, okay.
That's great.
So she raised up one.
I have 4 kids.
Okay. Okay. Mind you, you can change and ask for extras after too. So if you could just write down that one wish that you had, one wish, and we're going to 10 million, 11 million. Okay, one of the things with setting the goals and setting the wish is to have it in a way that you can chop it in a smaller portions. Okay, so if you can raise next month, February, how much money, extra money you can make, realistic? Say a number. 500, 1,000.
Extra money on top of what we
What
make.
you already made.
Oh,
$1,000. Okay. See, this is how you work it out. You're in the business of weight loss, right? If people come in here and say, "Well, I want to lose 20 pounds in this week," what would you really say?
It's not realistic.
Yeah, it's just. This doesn't make sense, right? But if the person says, "I want to lose 1 pound this week," what would you say?
That's realistic.
That's really good. It's excellent. Right? So make the goal being realistic. There's a saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? Yeah, one bite at a time. So this 10 million is there for you to grab, but it's one bite at a time. If you think about creating, basically you're going to create that, right? If you think about creating 10 million, 11 million, you're going to hold yourself back and say, well, this is too much money. How could I create that overnight? You're not supposed to create it overnight. 10 million is a sum of so many $1,000. Let's start with the first $1,000 and then come up with the ideas of making that for the next month, the 2,000, next month 4,000 extra, 5,000 extra, 10,000 extra, and so on. Okay. Meanwhile, at the back of your mind, some ideas might just start growing that, okay, we can do that. And many people that don't reach to the amount of big money is because their primary value is not money. Okay. What is your primary values?
Good health.
Good health. Right. What's your primary values?
Well,
Love. It's yours.
Take care of my family.
It's love again.
Which is love.
Yeah. What is your primary value?
Love, happiness.
Yes. Yours?
Same, happiness.
Honestly, if you look at, say, 1,000 people, maybe 1 or 2 are the primary values is money, and those are rich. And not be filthy rich, but they are rich. The reason we don't have $10 million now is because the money is not our primary values. Okay. We have created this comfort zone. We're enjoying it. We don't really want to leave this comfort zone to reach for the $10 million because we know we really have to move out of our comfort zone to reach that $10 million. And it has been said, the biggest enemy of success is the comfort. Okay? You have to get off to your comfort zone to open this place for me to come and do a presentation. For me to come here, I have to get out of my couch and now watching some TV show to be here, and you came from long distances. See, this is the comfort zone that we break out. For you, that if you want to do the artwork, you really need to, in spite of all of the external things happening, you really need to kind of move out of your comfort zone. I'll give you an example. There is a gentleman that I know, he came in see me about 8 years ago. He was just opening a small restaurant. It wasn't a restaurant, it was actually a kitchen. Catering. People come and get the money and go. And he asked a few questions, I helped him as much as I could because we were working, I had my shop in the same area. So he started working and he started putting out 16, sometimes 18 hours a day, non-stop, heavy duty work. Really, I know. His sales were down for like the first couple of months. He was barely making the rent, and after that picked up quite fast and sharp. Get to the point that after 2-3 years, he was having a lot of money. A lot of good money. I'm talking about, say, he was making on average, everything paid, an average $1,000 a day in his pocket. Nowadays, it's more than $1,000. Okay. 7 days a week. 7 days, solid days a week, 16 to 18 hours a day, to the point that his face was kind of extremely tired. His legs were hurting. But he's a strong guy, and he fell sick a few times. He had to come see me. I give him some stuff. But I'm saying the amount of energy he put into this, he really got. I know he's right now is probably over $500,000, easily probably $1 million money. It's 6-7 years. Okay, but he really pushed. I'm still doing it too. So you really need to break out of the comfort zone. You might divide your day, say, okay, how much time I'm putting for sick people and my family, how much time I'm putting here, how much time I'm sleeping. Could I take away 1 hour from my sleep and 1 hour from the other stuff that I do? That's 2 hours a day. That's 14 hours a week. Some Sundays you might have more work. That could be 18 hours, 20 hours a week. Putting on your art, your other things. It goes back to discipline. Okay? You really can do that. As soon as you start paying attention to it and wanting to create it. In other words, putting energy behind your wish and turning it to a goal. Okay? What would it be? What who would you be if you had that wish? Art. What was that? The creating art something you said? Like doing the art or okay? Who would you be if you would be able to do that artwork?
Who would I be?
Who would you be?
Me.
Who's that me? Can you give me a few definition of that me?
I'd be someone who has time to sit back and do that kind of stuff.
And how would you
with a-
feel?
Pardon?
How would you feel?
Great.
What's the great? What's the feeling of great?
Inspirational, successful.
Successful, inspirational,
Mhm.
proud,
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the B thing. And a powerful, successful artist. Okay? A successful artist. Something that inspires other people with her work. Okay? So that's the definition. Would this be worth 2 hours a day? 2 hours off your sleep?
You're asking me that? Not right now, because I sleep about 4 hours a night. I'm going home
Okay,
to work
well,
after this, so
it's okay.
I'm not,
So,
yes,
yeah.
theoretically, yes,
Yeah.
but in my world, it's
Okay.
not gonna happen for
Yeah.
a few months.
When you start giving more value to things that you do want,
Mhm.
believe me, automatically things shifts for you. Automatically.
I'm not trying to be
Sometime-
negative, I'm
Yeah,
just-
sometimes I'm just using you as example. Sometimes you learn just to say no, right? But can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? No, I'm sorry, I'm busy right now. I gotta finish this, right? Just to learn to say no might be a huge thing. Sometimes you learn to allocate things to other people. Could you take care of this? I need 1 hour, 2 hours to finish something. So my point is, as soon as you get to the point that giving attention, energy, and love to things that you do really want, they start being expanded for you. They start being really big. If at the time you find yourself spending more time on caring for people because you really appreciate caring for other people, that's why it expands for you. Okay? And you start doing it. Whatever you think about, you bring about. On an unconscious level, you have thought about this and you brought about. On an unconscious level, Lana had thought about this center and she had created it. Okay? That make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to have your wish, all of your wish in front of you. We're going to do a little. Are you okay in the
2 minutes.
2 minutes meditation? That should be okay. So if it's more. So this is a simple meditation to connect you with your unconscious mind. You're going to be using our goals, even though they're bigger, but you want to have them in a smaller form to say extra $50,000 this year, extra $20,000, whatever feels good with you, because everybody's goal is about money as well. We're going to use this meditation to bring that image of how would you feel, who would you be if you had that extra, say, $30,000 a year, okay, extra $1,000 a month. Who would you be? How would you feel? Who would you be? This is called Heart Link, by the way. Because all our decisions are made with heart. Or my heart wants this, my heart desired this. Because this